Santa Claus is here to read you a story.
Oh, ho,
Bye.
ho! Hello, boys and girls. I'm glad to be here at Wilkinsburg Public Library today, and I would like to read you a story. Oh, settle down over there, Rudolph. And today, boys and girls, I would like to read you a book called Olive the Other Reindeer. That can't be a reindeer. It looks like a dog to me. I suppose it's possible. Let's venture into the book and see. I'll begin. Every day, Olive took her daily dog walk, winter, spring, summer, or fall. Today was a winter's day. It was the holidays, my favorite time of the year. There was a music playing outdoors. People were singing along. Olive the other reindeer. Olive was too shy to sing. She hummed. I'll be darned, that is Olive. That is Olive the reindeer right there. There's her, I guess that's her deer home. Back at her doghouse, Olive was wrapping presents and listening to the radio. She heard that same song again. Olive the other reindeer, went the song. Olive the other reindeer. Olive sang along. Olive the reindeer, said Olive. I thought I was a dog. I must be a reindeer. Remember when I said, when I first started, I thought that might have been a dog, but it turns out that is actually Olive the reindeer. It was the time of year when all the reindeer reported to the North Pole to help Santa Claus. Olive put down her scissors carefully and marched out the door. She took the bus, and then two buses. The penguin. It's like Santa got a large list this year. She got there just in time. Santa was checking his list for the second time. Elves were busy helping the reindeer and loading the sleigh with presents for all of the good girls and boys. Everyone was getting ready to go. See, the elves, it looks like they're busy running and they're working really hard this year. Olive took her place. Santa noticed that there was a little dog in the lineup. Dog. Santa knew a lot about dogs, for instance. They can't fly. But as it was time to go, he decided to give Olive a chance. Comet, the biggest reindeer, used a piece of extra ribbon to make sure Olive was tied in safe and tight. Now they were ready to go. Oh, look, they took off. Look at poor Olive. She's hanging there in the air. She'll get the hang of it. Olive was surprised it was so easy to fly. The other reindeer were very curious about the new helper. They looked at Olive so much. They weren't watching where they were going. Oh no, crash! They flew smack into the top of a too tall tree. Oh dear, said Santa. My sleigh is stuck in this tree. I'll have to cut it free. Olive clung to the side of the tree. She tried to fly up to help Santa, but she could not. She climbed up slowly and started chewing. Chewing sticks was something Olive could do well. "Thank you, Olive," said Santa Claus as they got back on their way. They had not traveled far when Olive's nose began to twitch. Olive smelled trouble. It was the smell of gumdrop candies as they fell from the sleigh. Drop, drop, drop. Olive barked and Santa knew what to do. He steered the reindeer down and around so that all of the gumdrops fell. Plop, plop, plop. Back into the toy sack. We were very lucky not to lose a single gumdrop, thought Olive. Then she heard a strange sound. It was the musical note, E. She spun around on her string to see what the night sky filled with falling flutes. Olive had to howl louder than the wind instruments. This was not music to Santa's ears. First gumdrops and now flutes, thought Santa. That tree must have torn a hole in my sled. Prepare for an emergency landing, Santa instructed. The sleigh landed in a snowy field full of flutes. Luckily, Olive was very good at fetching sticks. It was something dogs loved to do. Before Santa had finished patching the hole in the sleigh, Olive had returned each and every flute back into the sack. "Ho, ho, ho," said Santa. "We were ready to go." They were running late, but after a while, all the good children received their presents, and Santa and his team headed home. They were almost home when they got caught in the dreaded North Pole fog. The reindeer slowed down until it was only the breeze that moved them along. The fog was as thick as a pillow. It made everyone feel sleepy. Then Santa remembered something about dogs. They are expert smellers. "Olive, I'd hate to be late for breakfast this year," he said. "Mrs. Claus has planned a parade of cookies. You can almost smell them, can't you?" Olive could smell the cookies. "Olive, won't you guide my sleigh this morning?" asked Santa. Olive moved to the front of the reindeer. Thanks to Olive's nose and Mrs. Claus begging, they made it all the way back to the North Pole. All the elves sang out in a cheer. "Hooray! Hooray! Santa and the reindeer and the little doggy are back." Back at the North Pole, it was a glorious morning. After eating lots of food, it was time to open presents. The reindeer got jump ropes and the elves got toy trains. The reindeer got jump ropes and the elves got toy trains. Santa reached into his toy sack. There was just one present left. It was for Olive. It was her very own set of reindeer antlers. They fit perfectly. Then everyone went outside to play reindeer games. The end. I hope you enjoyed the story, folks, boys and girls. And that will conclude the story of Olive the Other Reindeer. Now, boys and girls, I have another story I would like to read you. Some of you may be familiar with this. It's a classic. It's The Night Before Christmas. Such a familiar sight. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas would soon be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. And Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from the bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw open the sash. The moon on the breast of the new-fallen snow gave a luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all, as dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with the sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head, and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry, his cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then he turned with a jerk. And laying a finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim as he drove off out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." That, boys and girls, will conclude the story of 'Twas Night Before Christmas. I hope you enjoyed the reading. And children, be kind to one another this year, and be kind to yourself. You deserve it.